Hello, Northeast District family. I'm here today with Pastor Kevin Fetterhoff from BWC in Cherryville, Pennsylvania, and he's leading a church that is one church in 3 locations. And Pastor, as you consider all of the principles that you have followed as you multiply, what would be one of them that you have followed to reach new people in new places?
Thank you for letting me be here today. And if you're watching this, I don't think it's by accident. Perhaps God will help you. You don't have to be a massive church to make a difference. You can be, that's beautiful, but go from where you are and lock arms with God's purpose. And that's what we've chosen to do. As a church, our overall ministry is about 1,400 last weekend. As a matter of fact, right on the nose. And God can use you, but we weren't always 1,400. It's just where we are right now. So we're coming to you from that kind of paradigm and that angle. At our main campus, we had grown with multiple services and eventually built a large auditorium. We set that up to where it could be comfortable with various size congregations within it. And then we realized we'd outgrown what God wanted to do here alone. And he wanted us to take this out into our region because they were buying into what's happening. So that means if we're going to go into those regions, with the model we're going, we wanted to do a large campus model in a community called Lehighton. And when we did that, that meant we were going to give up some people. We were going to give up some really good people. So I want to talk to you about that launch. This is where the rubber meets the road. You can talk about, do we have a location? Do we have some money? Do we have the permits or whatever you might need to do, whatever you're going to do? But I'll tell you what, when it comes down to this, you start becoming really committed when you start releasing people to go to that campus and know that you're not really going to see them every week and you're not going to do life in the same way you have. You're going to have to really be intentional to keep it going. So when we gathered together people for our first launch and we started sitting down and saying, okay, we're going to do this. Is God calling you? We realized some people that lived in that area were still needing to come back to the mother church. They didn't have the vision for it, or in life experience, it wasn't their time. Their season wasn't now. So we said to them, you can keep coming to the main campus. You don't have to go. I learned that from somebody else. It wasn't my lesson, but I learned it from somebody else. I also began to learn that we need to meet with these people. So we had one of our team members during our second service on Sundays meet with these people as a group. And they began to realize who each other was, got comfortable in their skin. And as a group, they became comfortable. And then we realized who could do what as we launched into our first campus. We had a great group that says, we'll do this, we're willing to do that, we're willing to do that. And if you don't need us here, it's okay, we'll whatever. And so then we started seeing that they were going to be leaving their volunteer positions at the mother campus. When they left, we had such energy leave the building. We had our balloon drop. We had our moment of, wow, oh my stars. It was just like someone sucker punched us and the personality of our church went out the window. Now, the Braves had told me from their experience out in the Midwest, don't launch too many too fast, because if you do, John and Patty Bray, they said, if you do, you're going to lose the DNA of your church. And so we haven't done that, but I saw it as a lesson to learn. And so we lost them. Then what we did was we recalibrated our vision and our mission at the church among those that were staying there. And you know what? Anthony Graham from our district said, Kevin, when you give, God is going to give you back. Well, man, I thought, come on, Anthony, you better be coming through for God now. Are you really a prophet? And so it took us several months, but about 3 months in, I looked around and one day I just noticed about that 4th month, we didn't know they were gone. We were back to whatever would have been, and our energy was back and our personality was back. In other words, you've got to give up to go up, as Maxwell says. It's got to happen. When we launched for our Palmerton campus, it was not going to be as large a church. We weren't going to see as big a group go. So we weren't going to affect as many of those. So when they left, we did not see quite the suction of energy leave our building, but we still had that feeling. And within 1 month, God had replenished the church. You give, God will give you back. Don't be stingy. Minister with an open hand. And as you minister with an open hand, God brings people in, takes people out, brings people in, takes people out. And you do that, then you don't have to sweat as much the losses, because they're not really lost if they're still in the kingdom. So whether they go to a nursing home, a college, or move away, or go to another church, or go to one of your other campuses, it's still a win for the kingdom because God wins. Now, when it came time to launch our campus, we showed a video, and the one we did for the Palmerton campus went like this.
Over the years, God has continued to open doors for BWC to minister into our communities as we fully embrace the mission of transforming lives through the hope of Jesus Christ. Our vision is to present Jesus Christ in a relevant way. A major way we are doing that is through multiplication, multiplying disciples, leaders, services, and campuses. God is on the move. Today, we are so excited to announce to you our newest campus location, BWC Palmerton. We are located right in the heart of Palmerton, and we believe, following God's direction, we will be effective in this community reaching the lost. BWC Palmerton, a historic community, an iconic building, and a fresh vision.
There were a couple of benefits that I would just point out with this real quickly. Number one, we saw people that weren't volunteering at the main campus go to these other campuses and they started stepping up. We saw people at the main campus that weren't stepping up saying, oh, I'll step up now. And they started helping. But the greatest thing that we have seen is many, many, many people come to faith in Jesus Christ. And we get so excited about that. Every time somebody comes to faith in him and we're able to see them grow in the faith, it is an absolute win. And what we're hoping to do, especially out of our Lehighton campus, and then our Palmerton being a support, we're hoping to launch another campus in the future. We're excited about what God is doing. And you've got to give up to go up. It's been a great journey.
Amen. Thank you so much for sharing this, because it's a good example and a good reminder that this is a walk by faith kind of deal when it comes to multiplication. And so thank you for leading the way on that. For those of you who are watching this Ned Talk, now go and make disciples.